Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers. It's your brother Kevin Muhammad, the watchman on the West Coast, bringing to you the Abraham Covenant, the information that will get you back to the promised land, the introduction to the man, the Son of Man, who have lifted the seven seals from the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation and give you that information that brother from Mars 61 was talking about last Sunday at the ION. Supposed to be the NOI when Elijah was there, but now you got another man in there, the son of perdition, who then flipped the script and got everything backwards. So, like I was saying, the Legion, LUG, Louis, Louis Eugene Grounds. Walcott was not his last name. His mother was not married to that man at that time of his when he was being conceived. So he had to take the name of his mother, Louis Eugene Grounds. Legion, 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 Legion. That's what he is, and that's what he's been doing. He's been standing in the doorway, brother, blocking you from your birthright, blocking you from your land, blocking you from the Abraham covenant. Master Fraud Muhammad, who came 91, 1930, July the 4th of the independent day of the European, the Chaldean, to bring you the information that you had 91 years left of your prison sentence here in the North American wilderness. And he raised to 60,000. And then when he left to go finish his job and to prepare the way for us to get back to our promised land, he left Elijah in charge. And Elijah, 60,000 he raised, Elijah in charge. That left 59,999 followers following Elijah, the same who followed Yaqub on the island of Patmos. Huh? 59,999. And their job was going to do what? Make the Chaldean. Let's make a man in our image and in our likeness. Why? Elijah never told us why. Because we were suffering under energy deprivation. So we needed another man, a lower man that didn't uh, didn't have to have that much energy in order to survive. And we gave him 6 days to live. A day with the God is 1,000 years. So the Caucasian been on our planet for 6,000 years. Let me read to you in the book of Malachi. Malachi, that would be Malachi 4. It says, behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Before that chastisement come to the North American wilderness, those who have not done right by us in our 400 years sojourning here, the book said that he will come and judge that nation who has served and afflicted us. So in Malachi 5, it says, let me read it one more time, just in case I know you got a lot of in your ear and you can't hear. Behold, the coming of the behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. and he will turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to their father. Meaning that we will look back into who we was before we got here, and before the soft the soft the software in our hardware, our minds is our hardware, and the software was implemented in there. We had the software of our forefathers. We had the software, meaning we thought and act like the gods that we are. We thought and act like the gods that we are. Now we act like that which they call us now. The NEG on the word nigger is in the German word is the begin the word dead. The NEG is talking about something dead. Just like when they speak it in Spanish, they talk about a black shoe, a black car, a black desk. They ain't talking about nothing that's living. They're talking about something that is dead. Nigger, niggero, jungle bunny. You know the names that they call us. Anyway, let me read a little bit more on that. It said, lest I come and strike the earth with a curse. So we already know that the God said he was going to come and judge this nation that we had served and been afflicted by, that he was going to come and get them for their punishment. That was going to be their punishment. That's why we ain't trying to set up and get no 7 states here. But the man of sin, the man of the legion, the unclean spirit, Louis Farrakhan, who was sitting in Elijah's seat for the last 42 years, has flipped the Levites, has turned them around. What was the Levites' job? Let's go to Malachi 3. Malachi chapter 3, verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he will prepare a way before me. And the Lord whom you seek will suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant. That's the Son of Man. That's the one who lifted the 7 seals in the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation to give us that knowledge that we lost. My people are in the condition they in for lack of knowledge. How can they know unless they have a teacher? And how can they have a teacher unless one be sent? Elijah is the messenger who prepared the way, and then Master Suleiman is the messenger of the covenant. What covenant, Muhammad? The Abraham covenant, brothers and sisters. The covenant that he made with Abraham and his seed. We are the descendants of that seed. Our 400-year sojourning in a land that's not ours, in the North American wilderness, we've been here. Got here in 1555. They locked us up. Why did they lock us up, Muhammad? They locked us up so when the mother and the father had a baby, they would take the baby and put it in a different cell. So we couldn't hear our mother's tongue. We couldn't hear our father's tongue. We didn't know the strength and the power and the non-fear that was installed in us. See, if you take a man out of the house, only thing he got to look up to is his mother. And his mother got the love for him, so she feared for him. So she teaches him not to be strong, not to be, don't do that. Oh, don't wear this. Oh, don't say nothing to them. You know the teachings. You've been raised by your mama. You know what she taught you, boy. Anyway, let's go on down in there and see what the messenger of the covenant was going to be doing. Let's go on down in Malachi 3 and finish. Let me finish reading it to you, and we'll see what the messenger of the covenant would be doing and what he's coming with and why he's coming. It says, let me go back a little bit, and it says, and the Lord whom you seek will suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, in whom you delight. Behold, he is coming, said the Lord of hosts. He ain't coming, he here. Been here for the last 32 years. He the one that we're under with the new Watchman program. Because we got to watch out for you, our people, because the Levites in the Nation of Islam is not doing it. They got flipped by the Legion. Leg, Louis Eugene Grounds. His mother was not married to Walcott. He put that Walcott on there so nobody could look up his name and find out who he was. Louis Eugene Ground. Legion. Then flip the NOI backwards. Flip them backwards, brother. The Elijah, a master fraud, Muhammad raised them 60,000, put Elijah in charge, making it 59,999 followers. The same number who followed Yakub to the island of Patmos. What was the law that was going to be there? Let us make man in our image and in our likeness. Because as Master Suleiman taught us, once he lifted those 7 seals in the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation, he taught us that we were in energy deprivation, and that the prescribed medicine for us is we had to lay down and go to sleep. You know how your cell phone, when it loses its charge, you had to put it on the charger and charge it up. We was in energy deprivation. This is the knowledge. When Elijah said we had to have a thorough knowledge of self, this is the knowledge that we were talking about. What Elijah gave us when he came, the supreme wisdom, was enough to lift us above the devil, above the ones who had us in prison. So once we got above him, and then we were still in prison because we still had 91 years left in here, but the Levites and Elijah poured our resources and showed us how to make a nation within a nation, because we wasn't relying on the Chaldean no more. We wasn't relying on him for jobs, for no clothes, for no food, for nothing, because Elijah provided all of that. When he poured all of our resources, our nickels, our dimes, and pennies, we was poor as hell, brothers and sisters. But Elijah poured our resources, all our nickel, dimes, and pennies, and open up a bank. Open up a bank with so many thousands of dollars in it. You can go on Google and go back and look it up. We had our own stores. We had our own laundromats. We had our own restaurants. We had our own housing. And we had a job with the Nation of Islam. We had a community within a community of the Chaldeans, of our enemies. We lived in that community, worked in that community, went to our own stores, got our own food, our own barbershops, our own laundromats, our own cleaners, our own supermarkets, everything we owned ourselves, brother. That's what Elijah and the 59,999 Levites had established for us. You go back and look at the tapes. Every Savior Day of every meeting, they gave an account of everything that we was accumulating. We had big rig trucks. We had ships. We had airplanes. Elijah didn't take the money and stick it in his pocket and only did for self. No, that was Louis Farrakhan. That's what he did, and that's what he's still doing today. That's what he did, and he's still doing today. So the watchmen are here to let you know that there's a man, Louis Farrakhan, standing in the doorway of your birthright, standing in the doorway of your thorough knowledge of self that the messenger of the covenant has for you, standing in the doorway of your land in Arabia that was promised to you for your 400 year sojourning in the North American wilderness, brothers and sisters. But you won't take the time to listen because you listening to that legion, that demon. The world is ruled by the devils and plagued by demons. The demon is a black faced white boy, a black faced Chaldean who then went into your black woman and produced an enemy for you, a spy for you. When that Chaldean came out and you was on the plantation, you shut your damn mouth. All you said is, yes, master, what can I do for you? But when his son came out, he looked like you and me, brothers and sisters. And after a while, you just assumed he was one of us. And you start opening your damn mouth and leaking out the different times we was going to escape. That's why every slave rebellion was crushed, was stopped, because you had a black-faced white boy in the ranks. And that's what's in the Nation of Islam right now. That's why, under the word Legion, Louis Eugene Grounds, his mother was not married at the time. She still had her maiden name. It wasn't Walcott. Louis Eugene Ground. So that's what you got. That's why the nation is turned around. Legion, Legion. The NOI is led by a demon, a legion. You read the book of Mark when Jesus came. What did he tell him? What's your name? When he cast him out the man, what's your name? He said, my name is Legion, and there are many of us. The world is ruled by the devil and plagued by legions, demons, black face, white boy. The white boy went into the black woman and produced a spy against you, brothers and sisters. That's what's got the nation backwards. ION. But Master Suleiman, let's see. But who can endure the day of his coming? And who can stand when he appears? The watchmen, the watch sisters. We the one. We the one that's going up against Goliath in this modern day time. Because Louis Farrakhan won his way into your hearts, won his way into your mind, won his way, and now he has the software of his daddy, the American dream, or in our case, the American nightmare. And that's what he's pushing. And now he got that software loaded into your hard drive. Your hard drive be your mind, and the software be that American dream of the Chaldeans, nightmare for us, the gravitational vortex that keep us grounded in America, grounded here. He works for the FBI. They was wondering when Elijah was going to leave, when he was going to go. They figured that they needed someone in that seat to flip the script of the nation, turn the NOI into the ION. You can't hear me, brothers and sisters, but you're going to see me. You're going to see. You're going to listen to Master Suleiman. He's the one that got that thorough knowledge of self. He's the one that's going to prepare you and give you and download that thorough knowledge of self to your soft drive. So then you can implement it into your hard drive. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. Let's go down into Malachi and finish reading what he going to do. He said, and who can stand when he appears? For he is like a refiner's fire. A refiner's fire, Muhammad? What is a refiner's fire? Well, let's keep reading. I'm going to let you know. For he is like a refiner's fire and like laundry soap. Laundry soap? What's the laundry soap for, Muhammad? To clean all that bullshit's neck out of your ear? To clean your soft drive? To implement the thorough knowledge of self? And then put that back in your hard drive so you can get ready and go to your promised land. He's going to push that man of tradition out your way. That legion. It says he will sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver. Silver, Muhammad? Yeah, silver. Talking about the Levite tribe, the priest tribe. He was going to be a refiner of that. Huh? He will purify. He will purify the sons of the Levites and purify them as gold and silver. Gold, Muhammad, tribe of Shabazz. Tribe of Shabazz, brother. The original gods. The ones that lived in Arabia that got pushed down into the Levites' land. Got pushed down into the Levites' land. Okay, let's read a little bit more, brothers and sisters. You with me now? You hear me? Okay. They that they may offer to the Lord an offering of righteousness. Because right now we ain't in our righteous self, brothers and sisters. When Elijah came, the Levites came, they was preaching to us, they raised us, the supreme wisdom raised us just above the white boy where we didn't need him no more. We can think for ourselves, but we didn't have a thorough knowledge. That's why Elijah said he would go get a book, and when his return, he would come back to bring us a book to give us that thorough knowledge of self, brothers and sisters. He just had that supreme wisdom to get us above the Chaldean, the white boy. And then they went about him and the Elijah it was 60,000 that Master Farad Muhammad raised, the Levite tribe, the priest tribe. Huh? You hear me, brothers and sisters? 60,000. And when Elijah left, when the Master Farad Muhammad left, he left Elijah in charge. So that made it 59,999 followers that was following Elijah Muhammad, the NOI, the same who followed Yaqub to the island of Patmos. 59,999 followers. Yaqub, 1 plus 59,999 makes 60,000, brothers. And the job at that time for them was to make a man in our image and in our likeness. And when Master Suleiman, the son of man, the high priest, lifted those seven seals in the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation, he revealed to us that we were suffering from energy deprivation. So we had to make another man, a weaker man that didn't need the energy that we had to have. You know, when your cell phone go dead, you got to stick it in a charger. So when we was at energy deprivation, the diagnosis for us was we had to lay down and go to sleep. Prior to that, we was up 24/7. But when our energy deprivation, brothers and sisters, we had to recharge the battery. So we made another man on the island of Patmos, the Chaldeans. And we gave them 6 days to rule over us. A bad civilization is better than no civilization. So we gave them 6 days, and a day with a God is 1,000 years. So that Caucasian being here, ruling over us. Let's go on down and read a little bit more. And then, uh, okay, I'm going to go back a little bit. He will purify the sons of the Levite and purify them as gold and silver, that they may offer to the Lord an offering of righteousness. You hear that, brothers and sisters? The offer of righteousness. And then we will be able to go back, knock that man of tradition out of the way. He's standing in the doorway of our birthright. He's standing in the doorway, brothers and sisters, of our land. He's standing in the doorway of a thorough knowledge of self. So Master Suleiman, with that laundry soap, that filler soap, is going to wash all that shizneck out of your ear. Wash all that shizneck off of your software. Your software fits into your hardware, which is your mind. The software fits into your hardware, which is your mind. And the software that we got implemented in our 400-year sojourning, 464, going on 465, and the 64 extra years is because when they brought us here, they locked us up. They locked us up. So when the mother and father had babies, they took the babies and put them in a separate cage so you couldn't hear your mother's tongue. You couldn't get the 411. You couldn't get the 411 of who you was. You couldn't get the power and the image of your daddy, the security of your mama and your family. You didn't have that. And then when you was raised, let out of prison, they put you in the slave camp. When you got after your 64-year imprisonment, they put you in the slave camp. And that's when your 400 years started. So you got here in 1555, 64 year in prison, made it 1619. And then your 400 years started, brother, bringing you to the present day of 2019. That was the end of your 464-year prison sentence. That was the end, brother. And Master Fraud Muhammad came 91 years prior to the end of your 400 years. So he came in 1930, 91 years to the end of 2019, brother. 91 years before then. He came and raised up the Levites, 60,000, and established the NOI, Nation of Islam, and then he left and left it over to Elijah Muhammad. And then the messenger of the covenant, huh? You heard me. The messenger of the covenant will suddenly appear at Elijah's temple, lifted the seven seals of the 22 chapters of Revelation, and giving you that to reveal that thorough knowledge of self. Elijah had the supreme wisdom to lift you above that Caucasian, so you didn't have to rely on him no more. And that 60,000 under Elijah would gather all your nickels and dimes and pennies and create a nation within the nation. Create a nation within a nation. He didn't take your dimes and penny and stick it in his pocket and said it belongs to Elijah. He opened up a bank, brought buildings that he labeled temples, and taught you how to rise above the Caucasian, the knowledge of the Caucasian that was downloaded into your software. Talking about the American dream that has, was, and always have been an American nightmare. But he had those banks, he had those supermarkets, he had those restaurants, he had them car lots, he had the laundromats, the barber shops, the cleaners, everything we needed to survive within the a community into a nation in a nation of the Chaldeans. We was a nation with inside that nation, brothers. We were striving for ourselves. The brothers didn't have to go look for no job outside that community. The job was right there. Elijah had it. Brothers needed a ride. They went to the bank and got a loan, and went to the car lot that was owned by Muslims and got a car, and went to the job that was the Muslims had, and they had a job. When they needed something from the store, they went to the supermarket. Yo, supermarket brothers and sisters. When they needed something, a restaurant, they want to take their sisters out, they went to yo restaurant, brothers and sisters. When they needed their dome, their haircut, they went to yo barber shop, yo cleaners, yo laundromat. When they needed a house to live in, we had it all when Elijah was here, because he wasn't no selfish individual. 42 years later, the son of Tradition came in. And if I'm not saying that right, Perdition is Perdition. Perdition, brothers and sisters. That's how you say it. Let's look it up and see what it says. It says to lose. Damn, lose what, brothers and sisters? Lose the bank, Lose your laundromat, lose your supermarket, lose your cars, your car market, lose your barbershop, lose your community because of what? It wasn't no FBI that wrecked the nation. Come on, man. Stop that. You can go on Google now. They'll tell you the 411. Lewis was the spokesman. He talked about his big kahunas. He was a big boy, he's saying. So when Wallace D. Muhammad, Wallace D. Muhammad, Elijah's son, who was exiled from the nation for teaching Sunniism, when Elijah left to go get the book, got taken up on the wheel, here come Wallace D. Lewis was supposed to stand up for the nation. Did he stand up? No, he didn't. Don't believe me? Go get the tape that Lewis Eugene Grounds told you himself, the modern day Farrakhan. See, you young brothers, that brother from 61 who was preaching, y'all wasn't here, y'all didn't know. Y'all had parents, but y'all parents evidently ain't passing the 411 down to you. So they got Google now. So you need to go on Google and download and see what we was doing. See what the brothers was doing under Elijah. Now I didn't come in until 92. So I wasn't here when Elijah was here. I came in, Lewis was in charge. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, him and Wallace told him, "Hey, don't trip. Once I get in control, I'm gonna take care of you, baby. Don't trip." He went to court, got the money, and kicked Lewis to the side. He didn't get a penny. He got a foot in his backside, and he had to run. He told us on a tape that he left, went to Phoenix, and then ended up in Cuba smoking Havana stogies. He told us this out of his own damn mouth. And before he left, he denied the messenger, just like he did in 201 and 202 when him and Wallace D was coming together. They had that interview by that India dude at Juma Prayer. Look it up for yourself. Don't believe me. I wouldn't have known if Lewis wouldn't have told us. Lewis Eugene Grounds, named after his mother because she wasn't married to Walcott then. Huh? Go look it up, brothers. He's standing in the way of your salvation. He's standing in the way of the thorough knowledge of yourself because he didn't rejected the messenger of the covenant. He's standing in the way of your land that we left 50,000 years ago that is promised to us, the seed of Abraham. No of us surely your seed will be taken to a land that's not theirs, serving afflicted for 400 years. After that, the God said he'll come. Leave you a messenger, the Levites, and then the messenger of the covenant will come. He's here, brothers and sisters, being here, been pushing the program, the Abraham covenant for the last 32, going on 33 years. But you ain't heard because Lewis got you trapped up in your mind, got your mind trapped up and got your eyes closed. You hypnotized by him, his charismatic ways. I was in the nation. I was too, brother. I was in the nation also. 92 October, my letter got answered. I filled out the enrollment, got my student enrollment, Got my general orders. Come on, brothers and sisters. I'm not here to try to bash you. I'm trying to move that damn man of sin out the way. I'm trying to leave that get that legion out your way so you can get your promised land. You can get your birthright and you can get that thorough knowledge of self from the messenger of the covenant. So the watchmen are on the scene. We on the scene as your warners, brothers and sisters. We on the scene as your warners. We see all them beautiful black sisters and all those brothers in there, but y'all being misled. How do you know, Muhammad? Because you led by a legion. Read the book of Marks. Okay, the man of perdition. Let's go to the dictionary and see what it says. It says uh, it means to lose. What? To lose what, Muhammad? To finish losing what the Levites were supposed to be preparing you for. Losing from you hearing from the messenger of the covenant. To ruin. To ruin the nation of Islam and turn the NOI into the ION. And let's read down a little farther, brothers and sisters. It says, in theology, the loss of the soul or of hope for salvation, damnation, hell. So it says, if we reject the truth, we seal our own perdition. So not only is it the man of sin, but he's making you that same individual a shadow of himself. You sitting up there, you got your FOI uniform on, the sister the NGT got their uniform on, you sitting up in there, you got your hair covered, you got the Quran, you got the message to the black man, you got how to eat to live, you got theology of time, you got our Savior has arrived, you got book 1 and 2 of how to eat to live. What are you missing? Why are we stagnant, brothers and sisters? Because the ones who are in charge has rejected the messenger of the covenant. Look it up, brothers and sisters. Read for yourself. Download that so you can get that thorough knowledge of self. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, the software that you got implemented in your hard drive, which is your mind, is full of the Chaldean ways. Because when they had us in slavery, it was against the law for us to read or write. Everybody say, "Oh, y'all wasn't the only slave." Well, we were. Look it up. We're the only ones who was against the law to learn to read and write. Everybody else were credential slaveries, if I'm saying that right. You know what I mean. I mean, they had a certain time. They came here and did their 3 or 4 years, and then they can go on about their business. We came here 464 years now, ready to go on 465. And our mind, our software is full of the Chaldean ways, brothers and sisters. We don't have no supreme wisdom of self. You know, when we was on the plantation, if that Chaldean came out, we didn't say a damn thing. But when he went into that black woman and made a black faced white boy, he made a spy for himself, a demon, a legion. He made a spy for himself. So when his son came out, we looked at him. That ninja looked like us. So we got to yapping. So every slave revolt was crushed. Why? You had a spy in the camp, brothers and sisters. You had a spy in the camp. Now you got a spy in Elijah's temple. that used to be called the NOI, Nation of Islam. Now it's called the ION. Now it's called the ION, brothers and sisters. He's standing in the way. He's standing in the door. He's not the door. He's standing and blocking the entry to your birthright, blocking the entry to your thorough knowledge of self, blocking the entry to your promised land, Arabia. That's what's happening today, brothers and sisters. So you got the watchman who's revealing to you and who's giving you the 411 of the Abraham covenant, who's giving you the 411 and introducing you to the Son of Man, the high priest, Master Suleiman, the wisest man on the planet, the self-taught one. What make him wiser than anybody, Muhammad? Did you or anybody you know lifted those seven seals of the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation? No, he's the one and only one. Now, other people didn't heard him and they ran off to push the program, to sell it. Master Suleiman ain't got no GoFundMe on his page. Master Suleiman do not have GoFundMe on his page. Like I said, take that up with Farrakhan. You pay him every Savior's Day for something that your ancestors already paid 464 years for. Now you double up paying, brothers and sisters. You paying again. And he ain't even giving you the knowledge. He giving you lip service. He's standing in the way. And now, and now, he's telling you. Listen what he's saying, brother. You can tell he working for the FBI. The FBI was waiting on Elijah to get out the way. They said they needed somebody in the nation that would flip the script. And that's what Louis Farrakhan is doing. He said, don't call them devils no more. He said, don't call them devils no more. But they been acting like a damn devil. And now they know that at the end of their 6,000 years, they ready to get buck wild. They ready to get buck wild on you. Because they know that you are ready to reap your benefits. Your contract is at the end of your contract. And they gonna get judged. So that's why they want to offer you that bribe. That's why they want to offer you that bribe under the umbrella of reparation. They want to offer you that bribe under the umbrella of reparation, and they got their number one spy, the white face demon. I mean the black white boy. The black face white boy, demon, spy, sitting in Elijah's seat, telling you this is how you know who he is, brothers and sisters. He's telling you we want to stay here. We want 7 states. We want to be neighbors with the devil. We want to forgive them. We want to love them. Damn it, if that's not a damn devil, a demon, and a legion, I don't know what the hell is, brothers and sisters. And like I said, I know what's wrong with you. You bamboozled. Yep, you bamboozled. He got you in a spell. All the evidence is right there in front of you. Go to Google and pull up when he denounced the messenger of the covenant. He said, no, Elijah ain't the messenger of God, and Master Fraud Muhammad ain't God. They pushing Prophet Muhammad, peace and bless be up on him, 1400 years ago. They pushing the American dream. That's what they pushing, brothers and sisters. That's what he's pushing. He's lining you up to take that reparation check. And then when you get it, what he gonna do with it? He gonna want it all. He gonna tell you, hey, we need this. Cause the Chaldean ain't gonna give us them 7 states. We gotta purchase them. So he want that reparation. But he gonna smash it in his pocket like all the money he been putting in his pocket for the last 42 years. Do we got a bank like Elijah had? Do we got laundromats, supermarkets, clothes stores, loans where you can go get loans? Gaddafi gave him money. He bragged about that. And then after the Million Man March, he ran to Arabia. Everybody, what Farrakhan at? He ran to get paid. He ran over there to tell them, I had 2 million black men in D.C. You want them over here getting their land that Elijah promised them, that Master Fraud Muhammad promised them? They coming back. You want them over here, or you want me to deceive them and tell them that we're going to stay in America? Is that what you want? Then break me off some of them rubies and some of that gold y'all got over here, some of that oil money. And then all of a sudden he came back up in the United States. The FBI couldn't wait for Elijah to get out the way. They didn't want Malcolm, so they pried him and Elijah loose. And then when he was out there, they killed him. And they got one who can flip the nation. Legion, Louis Eugene Grant, flip the nation. Legion, Legion, led the nation of Islam, flipped them. Now they the ION. So we the watchman, brothers and sisters. We the one that's accepted the messenger of the covenant. We the one that's going to give you the 411 and lead you to the messenger of the covenant so you can get your thorough knowledge of self, so you can get your birthright, and then you can get your promised land, brothers and sisters. You can go do for self. Of course, we're going to have to kick them, those who opposing as Arabs from India. We're going to have to kick their ass up off our land. Ain't going to be no problem. We're going to be burying our foot, you know where, deep. But those of you who's going to stay with Farrakhan and want to listen to him, well, the demons, y'all gonna get got by y'all daddies. All of us gonna be forced together, the wheat and the chad, and then y'all demons ain't gonna be want to be around us, and we ain't gonna want y'all around us because now we know what y'all are. Thanks to Master Suleiman for lifting them 7 seals of the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation and revealing to us what a legion and a damn demon is. So the wheat now can be separated. And the chad, the demons, can take their ass back to their daddy. But their daddy don't need no spy no more, cause he ready to go under chastisement and judgment. He ain't gonna need you no more. So you and your daddy gonna have a war. Huh? And your daddy gonna whoop your ass to death. Yep, you dead. It's all in the scriptures, brothers and sisters. And the Levites, y'all gonna you and your children, if any of y'all left, it's gonna have to go through tribulation. Mean y'all gonna be here. Y'all gonna be here when the chastisement come. Because Master Suleiman is gonna leave some of us behind. We're gonna lead y'all through tribulation. Cause Master Farah Muhammad, the NOI is his baby. And he got a love for y'all. So some of us gonna stay here and lead y'all through tribulation, and then y'all gonna be on that second ride. The first ride, 144,000, is going with Master Suleiman over into the promised land. So I'm your brother, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers. I was in the Nation of Islam. Now I'm back as the watchman. Now I'm back to resurrect the Nation of Islam for real. And I ain't taking no money, brothers and sisters. So as I came before you, so shall I leave you in the peaceful words of Assalamu alaikum.